Good morning everybody and welcome back to a brand new video. So recently there was actually a very minor update that had a pretty major impact on some money making methods in old school RuneScape. For those who don't know, they actually got rid of the hop timer limit. So now you're able to hop an unlimited amount of times between the worlds, where before you would get kicked out saying too many login attempts after I think 15 every 5 minutes or something like that. So essentially what this will have changed is for money making methods or training methods where you needed to hop between different worlds, buying from different shops, that will be quite a bit more effective now, as you'll be able to do it consistently without any downtime. Certain money making methods will be a lot better. Now I'm going to be trying this at a few different locations. The one limiting factor still is, of course, bots or other players doing this with no hard cap on the amount of times that you can switch worlds. I'm assuming that bots will be a little more rampant here. So because of that, we're going to pick some of these shops with higher requirements. First up here, we're going to try the new mage shop in Privdinis. I think this will probably be one of the least busy shops. We will maybe try Baba Yaga's on the Lunar Isle, and really anything else that we think of. I do have a loose estimation from when I did this a year ago, so we'll see how much more effective it is, how much more money you can make per hour, or how many more items you can collect per hour. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Now first up here, we're going to start with the Privdinis method. I do really like this. The main reason is there is no competition, as the requirements for unlocking Privdinis is fairly high and most players aren't going to be buying battle staves at that point. However, with no competition, you can actually hop through the worlds, grab 5 battle staves extremely quickly. The only downside to this method is that the bank is somewhat far away. It's like 20 or 30 seconds to get there and back. However, I do think you could shorten this a bit by maybe unlocking the unlimited teleport crystal, and then using a ring of dueling to go to Castle Wars and teleporting back to Privdinis. That would probably shave off a bit of time and may actually have a significant impact on your GP per hour. Now to do this continuously for 1 hour, you're most likely going to need around 10 million GP. I'm going to do this for 20 minutes and we'll see how much money that I make. I didn't see anyone here the entire time, so this will be with no outside factors and pretty much maximum efficiency. We are done with the 20 minutes, so we'll go ahead and go back to the Grand Exchange. We spent around 3.5 mil or something like that. So yeah, for 1 hour, you'll probably need around 10 million GP to do this continuously. Now the price of battle staves are around 1 to 1.2k higher than what you can get them from the shop. We are buying them for around 7k each from the shop, and we're selling them on the Grand Exchange for around 8.2 right now. The price has decreased a bit, most likely because of this update, but it is still reasonably profitable. We will do a price check on the battle staff right now. It looks like it's going for around 8.2k or something like that. We went ahead and sold it off for 81.71, so we lost a little bit of money here, but not a significant amount. So after all said and done, we ended up profiting around 357k in exactly 20 minutes. That means our estimated GP per hour here is around 1070k, or almost 1.1 mil an hour, which is pretty good considering just buying a singular item from one shop. So that is a nice baseline to work off of. Now let's move on to a few other methods and see if we can find higher GP per hour options. So next up here we have the Stonemason method. The only requirement for doing this is completing or starting the Giant Dwarf quest. Now while it doesn't have a high skill requirement, the amount of money you need for this one is quite a bit higher. To do this effectively for 1 hour, you will actually need close to 150 mil. Now the Stonemason shop has an interesting selection of items here. The ones we're interested in mostly are the gold leaf and the marble block. However, you can also buy the magic stone for profit, but it does cost 1 mil, so it's getting pretty expensive to do that. The items trade pretty frequently on the Grand Exchange for 3,000 to 5,000 GP more than in the shop. So for example, we can buy the gold leaf for 130k in the Stonemason shop and sell on the Grand Exchange for 134k. Now all you're going to do is buy 1 per world and then hop to the next one. Now for this reason, I think this method has been greatly improved by removing the hop limit, as before you would actually need to sit still and do nothing for a significant amount of time, or risk getting kicked out of the game server. Now without the limit, you're able to hop continuously and fill up an inventory. As you're only getting 1 or 2 items per world hop, having no limit is really nice for this method. The bank is actually reasonably close by, and you don't need to do runs as quickly as the battle staff method, as your inventory is getting filled up at a much slower rate. Once again, we're going to go ahead and do this for 20 minutes, and we'll see how much money that we can make in 20 minutes and multiply that by 3 to get the hourly rate. So we'll come back when we are done with the 20 minutes. So we were done with the 20 minutes and we actually got a significant amount more of the gold leaves and the marble blocks. than I normally do. We ended up getting almost 100 of each, where previously I think I was getting around 50 of each, so I was getting almost double the amount. So this should reflect itself in the GP per hour. So we'll head to the Grand Exchange and sell them off. So the gold leaf and the marble block took a few minutes to sell off, but they are reasonably quick to sell, to be honest. Now let's go ahead and collect our offer and see how much money we ended up making. So doing this for 20 minutes netted us actually 460k, which is really good, and there was nobody there to contest us. And even if there were, it's only one per world, which regenerates pretty quickly. So that means in an hour we're going to get around 1.4 mil, which is really quite good. And this is definitely an improvement from when I did this previously with the hop limit. And the very last method I want to try today is the Baba Yaga's method. There will be more people here buying both the battle staves and the runes. However, with the increased hop limit, I'm kind of interested to see how much money per hour you could make. Now, one thing I have noticed is that while you can hop between the worlds quicker, the margins between the items here seem to have decreased naturally. I'm not sure if it has anything to do with the hop limit update, but for example, the margins on runes, it does seem to be a bit less. With that in mind, in the future, if we do see better margins on the battle staves, on the runes, on the construction materials, the money per hour here is going to be quite good. So the requirement for this method is the completion of lunar diplomacy. For this method, you're going to need around 10 mil to 50 mil an hour to do this continuously, and we're going to go up north to Baba Yaga's magic shop. Once again, we're going to be buying the battle staves. However, on top of that, we're also going to buy out the astral runes. Occasionally, the nature runes and the law runes are profitable, death runes sometimes as well. It really comes down to the price of the runes. Once again, we're going to go ahead and buy items here for 20 minutes, and then we'll go see what the hourly rate looks like. And we'll see if it's been affected by the hop limit update. Alright, we are done with the 20 minutes at Baba Yaga's, and it was actually a little more promising than I would have imagined. Yes, there are a ton of people there, but you can hop between a bunch of different worlds very quickly, and it's not as big a deal when you hop between 10 worlds and there's nothing there anymore. We were mainly buying out the astral runes. We tried the death runes, but I don't think it's really worth it. And we ended up getting 211 battle staves in around 20 minutes, plus whatever we're going to make from the astral runes. So once again, we'll go ahead and sell off the battle staves around 81.50 or something like that. Actually, the price is a bit less now, so this is a more volatile item than I would have imagined. Very surprising that these didn't sell off either, since the average median price right now is 170. I'm kind of impatient, but I think we should be able to sell these for 165 at the very least. Okay, if we insta sell them, what do they go for? Oh man, okay, that's not great. Let's go ahead and see how much money we made off of the astral runes and the battle staves. Only 240k. I actually thought it was going to be more than that, and I think that may come down to a bit the fact that we sold it at such a cheap price. We ended up selling them for 155. My god, that's pretty bad. I think we easily could have sold them for 165, which would have netted us an extra 40k. And if we take that into account, our hourly rate goes up to around 850k an hour, which isn't bad, but actually the worst out of the three methods that I tried, which is surprising. It just goes to show that having a method yourself really does buff the GP per hour. And the very last method I want to try is a pretty introductory one. There are actually no requirements to do this. All you need is a bit of cash. Still only around 10 mil for an hour. However, it's so close to the Grand Exchange, you could probably get away with 2 or 3 mil. We're just going to be buying them from a Zaf staff shop. Probably the most well-known and popular method. When I used to do this back in the day, I was getting around 300 to 400k an hour, as there were still a ton of people here and you'd waste a lot of time going through empty worlds, which would really reduce your GP per hour. So we're going to do this for 20 minutes and we'll see how this compares to having a hop limit or not having a hop limit. Alright, we are done with the 20 minutes and it was actually more successful than I originally thought. There are a ton of people here, but being able to switch between the worlds quickly helps out a lot, and having access to 1500 or 1750 or even 2000 total worlds will make this a lot better, because going between the regular members worlds is a bit tough. So we're going to go ahead and sell off all of our battle staves, and we ended up getting 200k in around 20 minutes, which means the GP per hour here is around 600k per hour, which is significantly better than when I used to do it. So to conclude here, I do believe having no hop limit has improved these methods by a fair margin. The only thing that is bringing it down right now is the price of these items, whether it's related or not. I think it's more to do with outside factors, as the price of these items are affected by a lot of other updates and a lot of other factors. So I think in the future, when the price of runes goes back up, this will be a very lucrative method for making money at the low level, mid level, or even high levels. Anyway guys, hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to leave the video a like. I would appreciate it, and I will see you next time.